Mia, I wanted to show you how dire things are. Evacuees have been loaded onto this Metro bus, but right now they're all being given life jackets so they can move to the Houston Police armored vehicle and can be carried through the floodwaters. Children evacuated from the Arbor Court Apartments and several others here along Greens Road. The water here about chest deep. Folks grabbing what they can, backpacks, of course their children getting out with whatever they can. A lot of these folks have been through this before. They lived through the tax day floods just a little more than a year ago. Our photographer Mario is hopping the median right now so we can get you a better picture of the folks as they load up into this car, hoping to traverse Greens Road, which is completely underwater for as far as the eye can see, and hopefully get to safety on the other side. The challenge is, while we are at a high point here on the bridge that goes over Hardy Toll Road, it's flooded on the other side, so the Metro bus can't safely take these folks over there. The only way out is in this vehicle going through the river that is now Greens Road. Houston Police Dive Team telling me that they've done about 28 rescues in their boats. They're actually out on those boats right now pulling people from the apartments along Greens Road. You guys remember the tax day floods. You remember the scene from the Arbor Court Apartments, people floating out in whatever they could find, you know, inflatable rafts, air mattresses, even refrigerators, just to cross the floodwaters. These folks no doubt saw that, or maybe experienced it, and they tried to get out as early as possible. The water here isn't as high as it was during the tax day floods, but we have a lot more time left. We have a lot more rain expected, and the water will no doubt just continue to climb. So the focus right now in Greenspoint for HFD, for HPD, is getting folks to safety. Looking at the Arbor Court Apartments, the water is already into the first level of apartments. The water has reached the doors. I just talked to a resident, Stephen, who lives across the street from Arbor Court. He says he went through this last year. He lost 3 vehicles in that flood. He lives on the 2nd floor. This year he wasn't taking any chances. He bailed yesterday, came back a couple hours ago to get his dogs, and now his truck is parked at the peak of this bridge on Greens Road as it crosses over the Hardy Toll Road. So folks who have been through this before, who experienced this just more than a year ago, they are learning from those past experiences and getting out as soon as they can before this water rises anymore. And we do want to show you the Metro bus now backing up and hoping to get through the high water on the other side of this bridge on Greens Road, on the other side of the Hardy Toll Road over there. There is high water. They did not want to risk, however, taking evacuees through that water. Instead, they're throwing life jackets on them, loading them onto the armored vehicle that can get them across Greens Road. Now, Mario, I wanna bring you over here real fast, and I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see how deep it is just yet, but in the distance, beyond the stop sign there, that's the roof of a car. That's the parking lot for the Arbor Court Apartments. You can barely see the roofs of the cars over there. That's how high the water has reached. And again, as we continue to get band after band of rain, which seems to be increasing in intensity as we've been standing here, that water level is just going to keep rising. So HPD, HFD, encouraging folks, get out while you can. They have rescue boats out there pulling people from these apartments right now. They do not want a repeat of the tax day floods, of folks waiting too long before they try to make it through this water. Again, right here, it's about waist deep. That's what we saw as HPD dive team crews got into their boats. Want to point out, folks who are doing what you absolutely should not do in this situation, you should not be walking through floodwaters of any depth. You do not know what is in that water. There could be snakes, there could be ants, there could be nails, anything that is washed down, because as I said before, this is kind of the bottom of the bathtub in Greenspoint. All of the water that has either come from rain or spilling out of the bayou is going to pool down here. It is rushing down here, bringing with it anything it can pick up. We've seen, plastic water bottles, branches, bags of trash. Imagine what else can be in that water. Please do not go out in it unless you are jumping into a rescue boat. And I know for a fact these folks aren't coming just to get on the rescue boat. We watched a little bit earlier as they left the safety of the Metro bus and walked through this just straight down Greens Road. Just not a safe decision, folks. We really want to encourage people to make safe choices in what is a dire and catastrophic situation. As we watch these folks come up, I just want to reiterate, we've had 28 boat rescues by the HPD dive team just in this area. They're just focused on Arbor Court and a couple of the neighboring complexes here. But Greens Road is completely inundated as far as we can see. And I know that HPD Police Chief Art Acevedo has been out in here on the boats himself, helping with some of those rescues. So please, guys, just be safe out here. If you can get to a rescue vehicle, do it. If you live on the second floor and you want a shelter in place there, do it. But right now the water is rising here along Greens Road in the Greenspoint area. Len, Mia?